recommend people start doing all these activities like applying neem paste and taking bath, applying haritaki powder and taking bath, applying turmeric powder and taking bath, applying basma and taking bath, especially for men, basma, for women, neem paste and turmeric paste. All four can be used by both all genders. That is different. If you want specific, I'll recommend
Yes, we apologize for the technical glitch. So we can go to the next slide. So basically in the video, Swamiji reveals how applying or taking bath with neem, haitaki, basma, and turmeric helps.
Yes. And now that we've understood the benefits of neem juice as revealed by the Supreme Council of Hinduism, let us look at the benefits of turmeric. Of course, traditionally, turmeric is very well known for its anti-inflammatory effect, but modern science has also been studying it for the past decades and found it a potent immunomodulator agent that can modulate the activation of T cells, B cells, macrophages, neutrophils, natural killer cells, and dendritic cells. And curcumin can also downregulate the expression of various pro-inflammatory cytokines and chemokines. And this was published in the National Center for Biotechnology Information in the United States. And this research that turmeric can modulate the activation of various immune cells as well as enhance the body's antibody response, which essentially strengthens the immune system. And with a strengthened immunity, you will be able to stay healthy and be able to maintain an active lifestyle.
And a study from India.com article published that neem can help you in fighting against coronavirus. And it says that neem is an important part of Ayurveda, and neem can be effective in dealing with the novel coronavirus infection.
And turmeric and neem are also effective against coronavirus, according to a KPMU study.
And now let us see the fifth step, which is with complete mind, applying banana peel and onions on your heels before going to sleep.
So you can go ahead and put onion in the heel and put a sock around this, and it's a very simple way of just detoxifying your entire body. You can do the same with the banana peel. Just wrap it around your heel, and you can put a sock over this and go to sleep like this, and this will completely detoxify your body and of course protect you from COVID-19 as Devi Bhava has revealed. And Medical Daily has also published an article on the detoxifying effect of onion, and it states that onions contain a high amount of sulfur compounds, which not only give onions their recognizable smell, but also they are powerful detoxifying agents. And with more than 100 sulfur-containing compounds, which are what cause the eyes to tear, onion can help prevent and treat ailments from diabetes to heart disease. And this is why it's very well known in Ayurveda for its medicinal purposes, and that is its primary use in Hinduism. And an article published reviewing the detoxifying effects of onion, published in the Journal of Phytotherapy, has stated that compounds from onions have been reported to have a range of health benefits, which include anti-carcinogenic properties, anti-platelet activity, anti-thrombotic activity, anti-asthmatic, and antibiotic effect.
So now let us look at the sixth step, which is being in the space, in an unclutched state filled with eternal bliss. So let us now watch a video on how the Supreme Point of Hinduism reveals the science of unclutching.
The brain is the organ which controls our whole physical being. Once our brain has been imbalanced, it will then transmit that imbalance throughout the whole body. Thought forms are pure energy that have the ability to influence people and everyday events in life. According to science, our brains generate an electromagnetic field which may be measured by such instruments as an encephalograph. This electromagnetic field is generated by the brain every time we think, and as our mind is never still, we may be compared to perpetual power generators. Fear produces nervous disorders. Anger produces headaches and violence. Confused thoughts produce congestion and ill health. Depression causes cancer, tumors, mental diseases, and lowering of the immune system, causing death through own willpower. Our thoughts generate intricate energy patterns which can be detected by sensitive equipment and seen by clairvoyant individuals. These energy patterns are known as thought forms. Surprisingly, thought forms are shaped by the thoughts themselves. Each of us creates hundreds of thought forms every hour and release them into the environment. Although we cannot see them, the thought forms have as real an existence as any other form of energy. Most people can sense others' thought forms, and a continuous energetic exchange happens between people, about which we are usually unaware. This also explains why we sometimes take a sudden liking or dislike to a certain person directly on meeting them. We just catch their vibes. Unclutching is a guide for equanimity and enlightenment. Thoughts are like bubbles in a fish tank. Just as bubbles in a fish tank rise from the bottom, our thoughts also rise in the same manner. When one bubble comes and reaches the surface of the water, the next bubble starts and the third bubble starts. Because the bubbles are rising at high speed, they look like a continuous stream. But our mind is not a continuous stream. There is always a gap between two thoughts. Like the bubbles, we also experience a neutral space between two thoughts. This neutral space between two thoughts is our original state, the pure silence. It is a state of pure consciousness, the state of God. Since the gap or the neutral space between two thoughts is too small, we think all thoughts are connected and form a shaft. But there is always a gap between two thoughts. In the forest of northern India, the hunters trap the birds using a trap. They tie a rope between two trees. The rope is the shaft that we create by connecting two thoughts. In the middle of the rope, they secure a wooden stick. The stick is our mind. The rope is tied at the midpoint of the stick. When a bird comes and sits on the stick, the bird's own weight turns the whole stick upside down. It turns topsy-turvy. The moment it turns upside down and loses its sense of balance, it feels totally shaken and tightens its grip on the stick. It simply holds onto the stick as if its life depends on it. Similarly, we connect thoughts and form a shaft out of it and live in the fear that if we drop our mind, we might be lost. We might lose our identity. Because it is hanging upside down, it thinks, if I unclutch from this stick, I will fall and die. Is similar to the fear that if we start trusting that we are unconnected, unclutched, independent, and illogical thoughts, we might be lost. If the bird lets go and relaxes, it may flutter to balance for a moment or two. When it leaves the stick, maybe for a few seconds it will fall, but then it will adjust itself and start flying. In the same way, we hold on to whatever we think is our identity and security, our education, our mind, our life, our relationships, or our bank balance. Ultimately comes to remove the stick, that is, our identity. Just like the bird, we don't realize that if we drop our mind, at that moment we can become a Paramahamsa. That very moment we can be liberated. In Mundaka Upanishad, there is a story which explains there is a huge tall tree, and in the tallest branch of the tree, there is a golden bird sitting unclutched from everything in bliss, like Dakshinamurti. In the lower level branch, there is a small bird which jumps from here and there to various branches eating fruits. When it eats a bitter fruit, it feels bad. Whenever she eats the bitter fruit, she sees the bird which is looking above silently like Dakshinamurti and feels why I should not be like that bird. But unfortunately, when the same bird, when it eats tasty fruit, it forgets the bird sitting above it. In the same way, she keeps battling between branches, eating bitter and tasty fruits again and again. One day, as a small bird flies up higher, and as it reaches near the golden bird, it realized that he and she are the same. There is no difference between them both and realizes her original state. The small bird realizes that she also can be in the same state of the golden bird and become a Paramahamsa. This moment, trust yourself. Don't bother about losing your identity. Just trust yourself and let go of your identity. You will immediately become a Paramahamsa and be liberated. All you need to do is to trust that you're unclutched. Dropping the conclusions you can't be transformed is unclutching.
Yes, so we all just understood what is the science of unclutching.
Yes.
And whenever Mm,
Understood the science of unclutching. If you would like to experience this beautiful science as revealed by the Supreme Quantum Buddhism, you can take a few moments in your day to sit with your head, neck, and spine in a straight line. Close your eyes and chant the Mahavakya intensely. Om Nityananda Padmashivoham. Do not engage with any thought or emotion. Purely let the space of untouching manifest in you. Chant the Mahavakya Om Nityananda Parameshvara. So you can go ahead and also watch and listen to the Mahavakya on YouTube and just spend a few moments in your day at any point experiencing the space of unclutching. And when you do that, you can also log your minutes for peace at kailasa.tv/minutes. That's number 4 peace. That's minutes for peace. And we will be projecting that link to you in a few moments. So you can go ahead and experience this beautiful science of unclutching. Protected with this beautiful science as revealed by the Supreme Quantum.
so now let us see the seventh step, the seventh method, which is to do the ajapa japa of the cosmic sound Shiva, Shiva, Shiva.
And a study conducted by the U.S. National Library of Medicine on the benefits of chanting clearly shows that ajapa chanting has a direct and positive benefit for the physical health and mental well-being. The study correlates the chanting of the ajapa to the vagus nerve stimulation used as a treatment for depression and epilepsy.
So here you can see the study results. And another study conducted by Dr. Masaru Emoto establishes that human intentions, words, or thoughts can change the molecular structural formation in water. And this interesting research clearly depicts how, when the water is being exposed to positive sounds, vibrations, the molecular formation in the water changes to a pleasant formation, whereas any negative vibration or words can disfigure or distort the water molecular formation.
And here you can see the pictorial depictions of how the water molecular formations respond to different words that are being uttered. So you can see compassion, thank you, wisdom, and how beautiful the water molecular formation is. And compare that to negative sounds or vibrations like uh, heavy metal music or words like I will kill you in your pool, where the water becomes disintegrated, disformed, and disfigured. And you can imagine what happens inside of your body, which is composed of up to 60% water, when you chant the Ajaba Ajaba, the chanting of the powerful sacred mantra. So you can also become a part of the unclutching initiative. So while you are either experiencing the science of unclutching or you are chanting the Ajaba Ajaba, you can fill out your minutes for peace at kailasa.tv/minutes, the number 4 peace, and go ahead and log your minutes and ensure that you are continuously experiencing these beautiful sciences, unclutching and Ajaba Ajaba. And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism has revealed that if 10,000 people can do this just for 3 months, we can give such a powerful superconscious breakthrough to the whole of humanity. Because all of us are interconnected. We are not all islands. These are all fundamental truths. When you start unclutching, Kailasa starts experiencing the joy, the bliss of you unclutching. Nothing goes to waste in this cosmos. So not only will you be protected from COVID-19 by practicing unclutching and doing the Ajabajba, but you will, the whole cosmos will experience this unclutching, and it will bring a powerful superconscious breakthrough to humanity. The more and more people that practice it. The last method is revealed by Devi Parashakti is being in the state beyond any remembrance or forgetting. And the Arunachal Surana that blossoms as Aham, Aham in the Ananda Surana. So this is the last method that Devi has revealed. And beautiful way to just constantly being in that space of remembering divine, of remembering Devi, of remembering Swamiji. And in that constant space where you are beyond having to actively remember and beyond forgetting. So this alone can protect you from COVID-19. And each of these methods revealed by Devi Parashakti can protect you independently from COVID-19. So you can use any of these to make sure that you are staying safe during this time and that you and your family are protected. One of the ways that Devi Parashakti has revealed that you can protect yourself from COVID-19 is by praying Devi Parashakti and meditating upon her. And the easiest way to do this is to connect with Devi. And in this next segment, we will be understanding how we can connect with Devi, how we can pray to her and meditate upon her through the various offerings that we can make to Devi Parashakti. So we will be entering into this offering segment very shortly. And we will be understanding the various offerings that you can make to Devi Parashakti. And each of these offerings is just a small token of your love and appreciation and gratitude for Devi Parashakti, for Swamiji, for happening in your life. So stay tuned for this next segment and understand how you two connect with Devi and offer your love and devotion to her.
Nityananda? Yes. Now let us see the various offerings, the traditional offerings that we can offer to Devi Parashakti as we get ready to receive her darshan today. And the tradition of offering to the divine in the Vedic tradition is a gift of pure love, devotion, and oneness to the divine. And the offerings are not made out of fear or greed, but it is made out of the pure expression of sacred sentiments from the devotee to the divine. And when an avatar lands, the offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela played out for the purpose of enlightenment. And as we prepare to receive the darshan of Devi Parashakti, let us remember Devi Parashakti, let us contemplate on the splendor of her form and her grace and compassion as we get ready to receive her darshan. And this Dhyana Shloka describes the grace and splendor of Devi Parashakti. This verse from the Mula Agama Manonmani Dhyana describes Induni Bhaveda Karavanni Nayanam Syat Pankajavaraabhaya Japakshara Sarayuktam Angahima Bhushana Vichitra Vasanam Syat Tungamakutojvala Manonmani Swarupam. And the Dhyana Shloka for this verse, it says, the moon-like face holding the Veda books on hand, fire in eyes, with lotus flower gracing and blessing hands, and one hand with Japamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments and wonderful clothes and shining crown. Her name is Manonmani. And another Dhyana Shloka on Devi Parashakti describes Dhyayet Devim Trinetram Shashinibhavadanaam Vedahastam Dadanam Savye Padmam Varadam Apare Chabhyam Chakshamalam Divyairabharanair Vibhushitatanum Brahmadibhi Pujitam Devi Meva Manonmanim Pratidinam Kamarthadatrim Shubham. And the meaning of this verse, it says, I meditate on Devi with 3 eyes, glowing like a moon, and holding the Veda and lotus, and gracing with blessing and gracing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods and showers auspicious boons for all actions every day. And in the Hindu tradition, the element of gold is used in abundance in all the traditional rituals and worship of the divine, in the offerings to the divine, for it has a great significance as a most sacred and divine element. So let us see this verse from the Atharva Veda, which describes the significance of the divine element of gold. This verse says, Tredhajitam janmanedam hiranyam agnerekam priyatamam babhuva somasyaikyam insitasya parapatata Apamekam Veda Samreta Ahutatte Hiranyam Trividastva Vishe. The translation for this verse: triply born by birth is this gold, from the atoms of Agni is one. It becomes dearest to Agni. One fell away from the Soma when it was hurt. One they call the seed of virtuous and powerful Apa, the watery molecules. Let that triple gold be for your long life. Gold is a divine element in the Hindu tradition. It purifies anything it touches. It is an element of great spiritual significance and spiritual power, of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has the power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears it and in anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity. The gold is present in all the Hindu scriptures, the Agamas, the Vedas, the Shrutis, Smritis, Itihasas, Puranas. In all the Hindu scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is the most auspicious and purest metal which purifies our being. In the Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold, exchanged in gold. Ritual feasts were offered in gold bricks. When one was to be saved from life-threatening illnesses, gold was offered as ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and used for weighing equivalent amounts of commodities, including cows. Kingdoms were built with huge doors of gold. The streets would have huge columns and huge archways made of gold. Horses and cows were dressed in gold. The Hindu civilization thrived on the banks of rivers of gold. The Indus River was called Hiranmaya, the river of gold in Rig Veda. The river Saraswati was called Hiranyavartini in Atharva Veda. The gold is the supreme element for offering gifts to the ones you love and revere. Temples are constructed and paved in gold. Deities are made in gold and decked and adorned in gold, because it preserves the enlightenment energy for thousands of years and it lasts forever. So today, you can make all of these traditional offerings to Devi Parashakti as you get ready to receive her darshan, and you can make these offerings as your expression of the sacred sentiments, your personal gift to Devi as you get ready to receive her. And just as in every temple in the Vedic tradition, we have the hundi in every temple where devotees can offer any token of gratitude that they wish to offer. We also have the e-hundi offerings where you can offer any token, any kanika that you would like to offer in multiple currencies and in any amount that you wish to. And Devi Parashakti is known as the one who is fond of true devotion. And this verse describes Devi's love for true devotion. It says, Bhakti Priya Bhakti Gamya Bhakti Vashya Bhayapaha Shambhavi Sharadharadhya Sharvani Sharmadaini. The translation for this verse says, Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion. She removes all fear. If there is any fear in the minds of devotees, Devi is sure to remove that fear. It is stated that Devi likes to be worshipped in autumn. Here, it is meant the autumn of our lives when our thoughts turn more and more inwards. The role of the divine is known and understood clearly. The need for Devi worship then becomes stronger. Shambhavi is the consort of Shambhu, who is Lord Shiva. Sharada Radhya is the one who is worshipped by Devi Sharada herself, Devi Saraswati. Sharvani is the wife of Lord Shiva. The Linga Purana says Lord Shiva is called Lord Sharva in his earth form. Sharmadaini is the Devi who bestows happiness on devotees. And you can make this offering of the e-hundi offerings. And express your gratitude and devotion to Devi Parashakti with your Kanika in the Hundi. And be blessed to receive the grace and compassion of Devi Parashakti in your lives.
Next offering is the Sankalpa chanting, the offering of your conscious resolution. So before you start any endeavor or before anything you want to manifest in your life, you always want to make sure you set a conscious resolution, an intention for exactly what it is you want to manifest. And whenever you offer this to the feet of Devi Parashakti, the Swamiji, you will be blessed with the overflowing energy of Devi and Swamiji to manifest exactly what it is you want. And in the Devi Mahatmya, it describes that the goddess enchants this universe, and she herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess being created without interest in anything, gives that knowledge that leads to salvation, gives wealth and materialistic sense. So when you offer your sankalpa to Devi Parashakti, you will be blessed with the fruition of all desires and wishes.
The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasi. And Devi is described in the Lalita Sahasranama as Nama Parayana Prita, she who likes repetition of her various names. And you can make this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasi, the offering of the pure gold coin inscribed with one of the 1008 sacred names of Devi Parashakti. And this offering is a special and unique archana offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. So you can make this offering in any of 3 different denominations, and you can offer any number of gold coins as you would like to offer. And this offering blesses the devotee with imbibing the divine qualities of Devi Parashakti herself, the Ananta Kalyana Gunas as described in her 1008 names. The devotee is blessed to imbibe these very divine qualities of Devi Parashakti herself. So you can make this offering of the Sahasranama Swarnakasi on the website www.kailasamailer.com/sevas.
And the next offering is the Mukta Anguti, the finger ring with pearls. Devi is very well known to be adorned and very fond of pearls. And the pearl, of course, represents Devi's infinite compassion. So when you offer this pearl, Devi Parashakti, you will be blessed with Devi's compassion. And in this verse, it describes, I bow to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls, and the face shining like a full moon, who wears anklets that are studded with gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of the lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by goddesses Vani and Dhamma. I remain ever bowing to that goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. When you offer this finger ring with a pearl, you will be blessed with Devi's infinite compassion and grace in all of your business endeavors.
And the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the gold lotus flower. And in the Kamika Agama, this verse describes the significance of the gold lotus flower. This verse says, Ashtavidyeshwaropeta Kumbhavarana Samyutam Sarve Sasutra Vastradhya Hema Pankajabhushitaha Sapidhanas Satcha Kurachascha Pakva Bilva Palaprabha Snapanadhyaya Samsiddha Pramanena Samanvitaha. And the translation for this verse, It says all the kalashas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with new cloth. They should be adorned with a lotus flower made of gold. And there are hundreds of scriptural references for using the lotus in the worship of Paramashiva in the Hindu tradition. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate involves involving the consecration of deities of worship or meditating on the mudras and asanas used during worship involves the lotus flower, the lotus leaf, the lotus pericarp, the lotus petals. The lotus is a divine flower in the Hindu tradition. The Shakti of Paramashiva is also called a lotus. The base of the Paramashiva Linga is the lotus. The disciple of Paramashiva is also considered a lotus, the one who's about to bloom. So you can offer the gold lotus in any of 3 different sizes that you wish to offer and be blessed to have the state, space, powers and being of Devi Parashakti in your inner space amidst any and every adverse situations in life.
The next offering is the Swarnamati, the gold covering. And in this verse, it describes the power of Devi's feet. It describes you whose brightness is the toenail, destroys the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees, prostrate at your feet. You whose brightness from your 2 feet overpower that of the lotus flower. When you offer your, you can see that this, the power of Devi's very toenails have the power to destroy the darkness of ignorance in the minds of the devotees. So when you offer this Swarnamati at the feet of Devi Parashakti, you will reap all the ignorance in your life will be removed, and you will be blessed by Devi Parashakti even in the most difficult aspects of your life.
The next offering to Devi Parashakti is the Swarna Mangtika, the gold hairline jewelry. Devi is described as Sudha Sharabi Varshini, she who makes the nectar flow in all our nerves from the Sahasrara, she who gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. And the Mangtika, the hairline jewelry, represents the overflowing nectar from the Sahasrara, which is fully opened with the sacred sentiment of gratitude. We can make the offering of the Swarna Mangtika to Devi Parashakti and receive the blessings of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and the space of complete completion. And you can make this